Look at those wings. Wow! Hi, this is Melanie from Melanie and Home Life. I am going to cook a 27-pound turkey in this rival roaster. You can get these at Walmart for about 40 bucks in Canada. This roaster, we're going to turn it up as high as it'll go, so to 450 degrees. And we want to get this really, really hot so we can put our turkey inside. This guy is 27 pounds. Usually we only do about a 20-pound turkey in the roaster, but I thought of a workaround. So this turkey came from Hilltop Acres, so I shop local. Spices. We have 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon and a half of pepper, a teaspoon of rosemary, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, a teaspoon of paprika. I like garlic, so 2 teaspoons of garlic and half a teaspoon of sage. And I'm just going to stir that all together now that you know what's in there. This is about 3/4 cup of cold butter. It's better cold because we're going to rub it all over the turkey. I have 2 cups of chicken stock. I have a meat thermometer that we can use while the turkey is cooking, and we want to get the breast to about 160 degrees or the thigh at about 180. This is the rack from inside the rival roaster. I've already greased it. You can use olive oil on it. I use some Pam cooking spray because that's what I choose. You'll notice I flip my bird over, so I'm drying the underside. I'm just patting the underside dry because I am going to put some butter on it. And this is the trick, guys. You want to put the butter on it and then you want to season it. So there's a lot of hand washing that goes on here, but and you want to get this butter everywhere, and it is a little harder to work with because it is cold, but when I flip it over to the breast, you'll understand why. This butter, though, is going to make this bird taste delicious. And I'm just using like probably 6 or 8 pats of butter on the bottom. I'm not saying that the bottom isn't gonna get moisture, but it is. It's just gonna get more moisture because it's in the bottom of the pot anyways. A lot of people cook the turkey breast down. You can do that too. I just choose not to. I never liked it. I tried it once and I didn't really like it. So I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna take some of my seasoning. I've got buttery hands and I'm gonna just season the bird. You wanna butter and then season so the seasoning sticks. Now there's a lot of seasoning, so I've used more than half of it. See, this butter's coming off, but that's okay because it's supposed to be clumped. Well, evenly clumped. But if you put the seasoning on first and then the butter rubs the seasoning away. But now my skin on the bottom is all buttered and seasoned. Now I have my rack all ready to go, so I can flip this bird over and I can put it on my rack. This is really, really heavy. Remember, I haven't dried the underside. Hello, Tom. Now some of the butter flew off while flipping it, and that's okay. I just threw it in the cavity. Now you really want to dry this off. Usually to defrost a turkey, you want to do it in a fridge about 24 hours per 10 pounds. So like most people have their turkey out in the refrigerator for 5 days if it's frozen. I prefer fresh turkey. It costs a little bit more, but that's me. A lot of people, they don't have a preference, and that's okay. Look at those wings. Wow! That would make wing nights, but I'm going to leave those wings out like that because I want to dry in there. I'm going to dry the legs. So I'm going to take some butter and I am going to put it right in here. This is the neck cavity. I'm going to put this underneath because this is going to go in the roaster, so it's going to seal. I'm also going to put, see these great big wings? I'm going to put butter in this wing and butter in this wing. I'm also going to use a little bit of seasoning inside there. jam that wing down into the leg so that it sticks. Now, the only other thing I want to show you is the neck. I am going to put some butter in here. I'm going to take a handful of seasoning and throw it in the cavity. Sometimes I will throw an onion or two in there. It's just important to get it all in there. If you can, you can sort of separate the skin membrane from the meat too. I like to do this. And then what I do is I just reach my hand down in there. Don't wear rings. And then I put butter down in here too. So I'll just show you a couple of pats of butter. You'll be able to see it go in. Now, if we were in Sundridge, where I'm from, and my nan was making this turkey, it would have had bacon on the top. I don't do that because some people don't like bacon. In my family, some people don't like bacon, and some people don't eat pork. So all I've done is I've taken these pats of butter and I've slid them down there. You can use olive oil on the top of your turkey too. Sometimes I do that. It just depends. But I want to get as much butter as I can worked into the skin of this bird as possible, because this is going to keep it moist and juicy. You can work your butter in, and that's that. That's the butter inside the skin. And then I'll just close the legs up. So we're seasoned, we're ready to go. The last thing we have to do before we put it in is I'm going to attach the thermometer. Some people like to attach it in the thigh, and that's okay. I'm actually going to attach it to the breast, and I'm just gonna poke it in right here. You wanna make sure you're away from the bone and you're in. So that is it. I have this thermometer that I'll attach to it, so I'll be able to keep a check on it. I want, like I said, I want the breast at 160 degrees, the thigh at 180, and it'll be done. A 20-pound turkey typically takes about an hour and a half. I'm thinking 3 hours for this. Now this is hot. This is at 450 degrees. We're gonna leave that turkey in there. We're not opening the lid the whole time it's cooking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this at 450 for 30 minutes. Then we're gonna turn it down to 325 and let it cook until it's done. This is the butter on the bottom of the pan. So I'm just gonna get it all off, and I'm gonna try and get it onto the pan. There we go. Now I'm just gonna put 2 cups of chicken stock down in here, because we like a lot of gravy in our house, and then it has some residual juices. Clearly the lid is not going to fit, so it's not going to create the seal that we're hoping for. So I took 2 pieces of tin foil, I sandwiched them together. All the juice inside, so you might want your friend to help you here. Once again, we want to put your seal. I'm going to jam that down in. Now I know what you're saying, it is. It is fine. I got it several times before. You want it in tight and as low as you can get. And then we're going to put our lid on top. We're going to push the lid down, and that's it. So we're going to set our timer for 30 minutes. We're going to come back in 30 minutes, turn this down to 325. Our turkey is currently sitting at 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Timer went off. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it down to 325. You'll see we're up to 57 degrees. We're just going to let this cook. Honestly, this is cooking fine. This is super hot, and it's probably going to be about 3 hours. So we're at 160. Did take a little bit longer. It took about 3.5 hours, but that's okay. I'm gonna peel back the foil and see what we got here. I had to add another piece of foil at one point, so super hot. So the breast is up to 168. the thigh, I just took a quick measurement and it was like 187. So it's not as brown as I would like, but it did work. There's lots of juice in here. So in our next video, we're gonna make gravy. My family, like I said, I make birds like this all the time, so my family loves this. So I'm gonna actually let this bird rest in here for about an hour before I decide to carve into it, and that way all the juices, the residual juices, will go through. If you have not clicked like and subscribe in my videos, please do, and I will make more of these videos for you. This turkey is done. It's not brown enough, but if I wanted to, I could pop it in under the broiler just for a minute or two, and it would be perfect. As far as I'm concerned, this is a win.